What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. This is week 2, day 2 of the Bootcamp series. This is titled The Start. Last week was just setting the stage. If you didn't watch last week's video, go back and watch it. Just setting the stage, giving an overview of what the Bootcamp's actually going to look like, what this series is going to entail, and all those things. But then this week, we're going to dive straight in. This is titled The Start because we're going to go over what meta ads is, what it all looks like, all the way from the benefits of meta ads for lead generation, and then also take a look at the ads manager itself, how to set up an ad account, how to set up pages, how to invite users, and all those good things. Set really the groundwork of meta ads. And then next week and the weeks to come, we'll really dive into campaign structure and all those things like that. So stay tuned, but we're going to start with the benefits of meta ads, and we're going to go from there. All right, guys, let's dive straight in. This is my Miro board. You guys are going to see this over a million times, but just something that's easy to show you guys, give you guys a little visual while I talk through this. But again, Bootcamp Day 2, The Start. But let's dive straight in. What are meta ads? Meta ads are paid advertisements that are ran across Meta's platforms, including Facebook and Instagram, using the Meta Ads Manager. These are some of the benefits. Target specific audiences, control budget precisely, track conversions, and optimize in real time. These are really good. There's a million other benefits, but these are really good ones. Target specific audiences, because there's things like boosting posts you could do on Instagram, but there's very limited targeting. Google ads, very limited targeting. Yelp ads, something, those two we'll get into a little later, but very limited targeting. Control budget precisely. You could real time switch budget, whether that's increasing, decreasing budget, whatever seems fit in the moment. Track conversions. Their meta ads platform, the data tracking, whether that's from tracking how many leads come in, tracking how well your ads are performing within the market, how attractive your ads are performing, all those different data points. Meta is very good when it comes to data. And then optimize in real time. I kind of talked about that a little bit with budget precisely. But this all allows you to create demand instead of waiting for it. Something, again, we'll talk a little bit about later. I have down here Google ads and Yelp ads, two platforms that are good ad platforms as well. Decent, not as good as Meta, obviously, but those are really set and forget wait platforms versus this is a platform that you can really create that demand instead of just sitting around waiting for it. These are just some statistics that you guys could read through. 3 billion plus monthly active users across Meta platforms. That includes, again, both Facebook and Instagram. Average Facebook user spends 30 plus minutes per day on the platform, and Instagram has 2 billion plus monthly users alone. So that all goes to show that, again, you're creating that demand instead of waiting for it, but more specifically, you're meeting buyers where they're already at, right? Instead of on Google's, you have to search up. It's a search engine. Obviously, you have to search up, for example, John's pressure washing, or you have to search up pressure washing. You're bidding against each other to reach the top, whatever. But someone has to go out of their way to go and search that up versus on Meta's platforms, Instagram and Facebook, you're finding these buyers where they already are. They're already on social media for at least 30 minutes every day on the platforms. They're scrolling for whatever they're trying to look for, clothes, or maybe just doom scrolling to pass time, whatever the case may be. But you're meeting people where they already are rather than trying to find them and have them chase you down on a Google search. Next, I kind of broke meta ads down to 3 specific sections. Obviously, I could do a million other ones, but these are just 3 basic important ones I found that might be helpful to you guys. So the first one, targeting. You could target interests, behaviors, demographics, lookalike audiences, and retargeting audiences. 2 things we're going to get into in the weeks coming. 2 very, very, very valuable things that you guys need to be doing. And if you're not retargeting, and if you're not creating lookalike audiences, you're missing out on so much money, profit, jobs, leads, all that good stuff, right? But they have very, very, very good targeting on Meta. Again, you could target people's interests. What are they interested in? People's behaviors. What do they actively do on these platforms? Demographics. What are, for example, if you are a basic pressure washing, doesn't really matter the money cap, you're very low ticket, cheaper services, whatever, you might target everybody. Versus if you're luxury car detailing, or you're roofing for luxury homes, Christmas lights for luxury homes, you could actually go into meta ads for specific demographics and target people with a higher home income, rather higher household income, to make sure you're reaching your target audience better. So there's little things like that within Meta that is very, very good. That's why their targeting is amazing. Next, we'll take a look at the data and optimization. Again, very, very, very good data tracking when it comes to Meta. They have pixel tracking, conversion tracking, cost per lead tracking, real-time testing, and creative split testing. Those two are kind of broken up between data and optimization. But again, pixel tracking, just connecting to your website, so you can see what people are doing on your website rather than just on Meta ads, right? So if someone clicks a lead form, or if you're doing e-commerce, for example, that's a really good example via e-commerce. And someone clicks your ad and goes to your website. A lot of platforms might cut it there, right? You can only see the amount of people who click, but that's it. But Meta connects pixels to your website. So if someone clicks on that ad and goes to the website and now purchases, adds to cart, initiates checkout, just scrolls for a bunch of time, whatever, you get that live tracking on Meta as well. So you can see how many people added to cart versus how many people initiated checkout versus how many people actually purchased. So then you could dial down to see where your biggest drop off points were. For example, if you have 100 people who add to cart, but only 10 people who initiated checkout, and one person who, actually, let's say 7 people who actually checked out. You know, there's a huge drop off when it comes from add to cart to initiate checkout. So there might be something wrong with your cart. There might be something wrong with your checkout system and your pipeline, or whatever, how long it takes to check out, the ease of checking out, the loading times. You could look between those two stages to really dial it in to get those numbers up for your next campaign or further within the same exact campaign. So it's very, very good tracking when it comes to that. Again, that kind of goes with conversion tracking, cost per lead tracking. That's kind of obvious, a given, tracking how expensive it is per lead. There's a bunch of other data points within that as well. Real-time testing, you can test 2 different ads, 2 different forms of ads, kind of like a video versus an image, this type of headline versus this type of headline. Do I want to put the price on the ad? Do I not want to put the price on the ad? A/B testing, or ABCDE testing, because you could test up to 5 things as well at the same time. So very, very good testing. Next, we can move on to budget control. This is another really, really, really good one. Kind of differentiates itself from other platforms. For example, like Google, you're bidding against other people, so you're just spending money. Same thing with Yelp ads. Again, we'll get into those a little bit later. But when it comes to budget control, you can start with something as low as $1. Technically, you're not going to get anything with that, but you can if you wanted to. Maybe even, I think you go, no, I think dollar is the limit, but whatever. But you can start with something like $20 a day. Right? $20 a day is a good threshold. Honestly, $30 a day is the perfect place to start. 25 if you really have to. 20 is the lowest I would ever go when starting, but 30 is definitely that sweet spot, 30 to 40 range. But anyways, you can start something at $20 a day, see how it goes, and as you get more profit in, as say your CPC is very high, your cost per click, or actually let's go CPR. Your CPR is very high, cost per result. Maybe you want to dial down the amount of money you're spending so you can get all the stuff fixed, whether that's your ad creative is horrible. Now you got to fix that, so you lower the spend a little bit while you get that fixed, whatever it may be. Or if your ad is very, very attractive to the audiences. A lot of people are driven towards your ad. Maybe you want to spend more money within this because it's a profitable ad. It's your winning creative. Like this, scale your winning campaigns, winning creatives. You want to put more money towards it to bring in more leads of that caliber. Same thing with kill losers fast. That kind of goes along with it as well. If you have an ad that's sucking a bunch of budget, it's not getting you a lot of leads. The leads that are coming in are horrible leads, very, very high cost per lead, whatever the case may be. You could turn it off just like that. Right, it's very, very easy to do all of those changes and optimize, which makes it a very, very good platform. And then increase and decrease budget at any time. We kind of went over that as well. Okay, next I want to talk about other platforms a little bit. I want to compare this to other platforms because I've gotten a million different questions by clients specifically about, hey, do you do Yelp ads or do you do Google ads, or I'm thinking about starting Yelp ads. Are they good, or this or that? So I kind of want to give a short little breakdown of these 2 platforms because they're very, very popular within the lead generation space specifically. Google ads is huge. Everyone knows about Google ads. Yelp ads is pretty big as well, not as big as Meta and Google, but still a huge platform. That's when everyone gets their ratings from. Everyone looks at the rating of a company through Yelp and stuff like that. So it's a popular platform for people looking for services, specifically in lead generation. So I just wanted to break down these two platforms just to give you guys a good idea of it and why Meta ads might be better or might compare to these, or how they compare, their strengths, weaknesses, and stuff like that. So let's dive straight into Google ads first. Google ads are search-based advertisement that appear when someone types something into Google. For example, roof repair near me. Now, roof repair near me, I guess depending on your area, really if you live in like North Dakota or a small part of Alaska, it might not be as competitive, but anywhere else within the country or the world, searching up roof repair near me is definitely going to cost a lot of money to get the top spot. Again, Google ads shows paid results at the top, so it's a pay to play game. If I want to break it down in a way, the top spot is $100, and you hold that top spot for roof repair near me. So if someone search up roof repair near me, very, very broad, but say you want that spot and say it costs $100. Does it? Definitely not. Definitely costs a whole lot more. We're talking thousands. But anyways, say it costs $100 for this example. You buy that spot, you're paying $100 a day to get that top spot, to get this roof repair near me that a potential buyer might type in. Then down the road, Joe's roofing repair comes along, and now he's spending 120. Now he has the top spot. And then you kind of get bumped down to spot number 2, and then someone else comes and does the same thing. So it's kind of just a bidding war for that top spot, and all that creates a whole lot of money. So if you don't have that capital, then Google ads is still something you could invest in. So when someone searches up, your name specifically is probably not probably, but a lot cheaper, or something a little bit more niche. Like if you do luxury repairs, maybe luxury repair near me, or luxury repairs in, Albuquerque, New Mexico. I don't know. Whatever it may be, might be a little bit cheaper. But doing basic things like this, or trying to compete against people within your area, especially when you're in a very popular area, it can be very, very difficult and very expensive. So not the best for people who are just starting out or don't have a lot of capital. Or even if you are a huge company, it still might be a little bit taxing trying to get all of that money together to get that first spot, top spot. But anyways, the core difference between Meta and Google is demand capture, meaning they're already looking. Again, you have to search up roof repair near me, versus Meta is demand creation. They show up before you even search it. It's showing up on I don't know, on Julian's Facebook page when he's interested. He has a home. He's interested in roof repair. Before he even searches up on Google, he's getting the ad, your ad specifically, in front of his eyes, and he's signing up for the lead form because he's interested. He didn't even go search something up yet. You're kind of creating that demand for people. So it kind of captures them at the beginning rather than capturing them at the end. Going over a couple quick strengths and weaknesses of Google ads, just for educational purposes. Their strengths: emergency services, meaning if you need something quick, it's easier to search up roof repair near me and clicking the top link and going forward. High intent searches: people who search up roof repair near me are very, very high intent because they're looking for roof repair, versus if they weren't, then obviously there's a lot lower intent if you're trying to target a huge pool of people. And immediate problem solving kind of goes with the emergency services. It's really quick, right? You have an issue, you search it up, top result, issue solved, right? You go forward with them. But their weaknesses is no visual storytelling, right? You're just bidding for that top spot when it comes to searching, but then you can't tell your story through the actual ad creative, which is huge. Being able to distinguish and differentiate yourself from other competitors on ad video or image just through the colors you use, or the quality of the image, or the effort and intent behind the ad, really makes a difference. And that's something you can't do within Google ads. Expensive keywords, kind of like what I was talking about here. It's very, very expensive. Keywords like roof repair, that's super expensive. Roof repair near me, super expensive. So it gets a little pricey and taxing. And then high competition in home services, it's huge, right? That probably is the number one spot when it comes to the Google ads leaderboard. Home service business is definitely number one. When someone's looking to get their roof redone, they search it up on Google. If someone's looking to get anything done, they search it up on Google. So it's very competitive, which kind of tests to this why it's so expensive. So it's definitely a platform that is very costly, and it doesn't have that storytelling, and it's set and forget. It's kind of, you're just sitting there waiting for people to come to you instead of taking that initiative, being proactive, creating an ad that's attractive, and creating that demand like you do on Meta ads. Moving over to Yelp ads, doing a quick overview of this as well. Yelp ads promote businesses within the Yelp search results. That's kind of obvious. The Yelp app, website as well. You just search up, same thing, roof repair near me on their website, and you'll get that same thing. It's kind of the same thing as Google ads in the way that you're kind of paying for that top spot. You pay to rank higher in the search. You pay to rank higher when it comes to roof repair near me. Appear on competitor listings and increase visibility inside Yelp. This is it's nothing surprising when it comes to Yelp ads. It's kind of straightforward. The strengths of Yelp ads, review-based trust, kind of goes along with this one as well. Of strong social proof for end of funnel. End of funnel, kind of same thing with Google ads. You're finding people at the end of their buying journey. Someone who's searching up roof repair near me usually means they need their roof repaired like now, versus creating that demand on Meta ads is a whole different thing. And also finding people at the beginning and end of their search on Meta ads as well. But review-based trust and social proof, this is all that's saying is you see a company for 5 stars, like it's right there in front of your face. They have that social proof. Yelp is a platform to leave reviews and stuff like that, so you could kind of just scroll, read their reviews, see their stars and all those things before you actually go ahead and go forward. So if you don't have that, it kind of hurts you a little bit. But same thing with Google ads, high intent searches, because you're finding people at the end of their journey, so it's a lot easier. But when it comes to weaknesses, competing purely on reviews. Like I said, if you don't have 100 plus, maybe like 200 plus 5-star reviews or very good reviews, it's hard to live on Yelp ads. If you're fighting against someone in your area with 4.9 stars, 100 reviews, and you have 3.5 stars, 10 reviews, like your company's not going to get picked. They're going to go to the higher star, the person that's spending more money, the person with more social proof. So it's a little bit more difficult. Limited targeting, all these targeting things that I talked about with Meta, Yelp ads has none of them. You kind of just run it and it runs. Someone in your area just searches it up, and that's kind of how it works. You don't own the data. I mean, you can't really, there's not a lot of data optimization you could do. Even if there was, there's not much you could even do within Yelp ads to make sure your ads are performing how you want them to, like you can on Meta. Again, Meta is very, very data-based. So if you know how to read the data correctly and articulate the data and make adjustments based off the data, you could kind of predict and move towards the result that you're looking for when it comes to your ad creatives. Yelp ads has none of that, so you kind of just hope for the best and you're kind of just bidding for that top spot. Expensive cost per lead. Again, it's very, very expensive to run your ads on these platforms like Google and Yelp ads, because you're competing a lot of money to get that top spot without the guarantee of even getting the lead in the first place. And often low quality shoppers, people who often shop on Yelp or for Yelp ads, sometimes just window shop or price shop. So you might just be getting low quality shoppers, low quality leads that are kind of just in the market just to look at the cheapest price to move forward with. The person maybe with the highest stars but the cheapest price. That's kind of who they're looking for. So it kind of brings in a lot of low quality shoppers. And all this kind of together, I looped it in to this one short little sentence. If Google and Yelp ads capture the buyer at the end of the journey, Meta ads influences and captures the buyer at the beginning of the journey. It captures it at the beginning and the end of the journey, meaning, again, Google ads, Yelp ads, search engine, you need to search it up, and you're only searching up if you need it done like now. If your roof has a leak, if your HVAC system isn't working anymore, if you, I don't even know. But all those type of things, it's end of buying journey. So you're searching it up on Google to get the quickest result and move forward, versus Meta ads is constantly popping up on your feed. So it's getting them at the beginning saying, hey, my roof is pretty dirty. Maybe I could use some pressure washing services. Christmas season is coming up. You might be getting these ads maybe September or October, November, whatever. Christmas season's around the corner. I said last year I want to get the lights up. Maybe this year I'll get the lights up. Let me say I'm interested, get the quote, and see if I can move forward with this business. Something like that. You're capturing people when they're in the idea stage and also at the end of this stage. Because if someone gets an ad for a roof repair and their roof is leaking, they're obviously just going to go forward, right? So it's at the beginning and the end, versus Google and Yelp ads are solely at the end. So I kind of said, it's not dependent on searches. Meta ads is not dependent on searches like Google and Yelp are, and proactive targeting and control. You could be proactive within the system. You can't do that on Google and Yelp ads or any of these other ad platforms. Meta ad, you can be proactive. You could read the data, you could analyze it, make changes and adjustments based off the data, based off what Meta ads is telling you, and therefore kind of predict and sway your ads to go in the direction you want to go, to have a very, very high chance of the ads performing in the way you want them to perform. So that's kind of a little overview of what meta ads is. So now we're going to dive into what meta ads looks like and how to set all that up to get ready to actually run these ads. Okay, guys, so once you guys are in the Meta Business Suite, and if you have no idea how to get here, if you have a Facebook account, you could go to your Facebook account, your settings, go to pages and create a page, name the page, whatever you want for your business. I just have this right here. This is just my tester account that I'm going to show you guys on. But again, you just go to Facebook, go to pages, create a page, put all your business information in, and you'll be on this site right here. To get everything set up, I'm just going to show you a little brief way to get everything set up. First, we want to go down to this little icon in the bottom left corner. This is your settings icon. You need to first fill out all of your business info. So there's a couple of like issues that might pop up. Like you might like add all your users, you might create the ad account, do all these things, and then log in one day and this screen isn't here. It's a whole different screen. It's like, what did I do? I messed up somewhere. If you don't put in all of your business info, your legal business name, address, phone number, website, all these things, and especially two-factor authorization for whatever reason, not whatever reason, I guess it's a good thing, but Facebook is very, very big on their security. So if you don't have two-factor authentication, then you might not be able to move forward. So all you got to do is set this to, instead of no one, set it to everyone. Make it something basic as send your phone number or your phone a text message. You put a code in, something like that. But make sure you fill out all of this and do two-factor. And then after that, you should have absolutely no problems. You can just move forward like normal. So this is my Facebook page. So you have different pages within Facebook. So this is the scale by trend page that I have within my personal Facebook. So the way it works is you have your personal Facebook or your business Facebook, whatever it may be. You can have separate pages within that. This allows you to run ads for different things. Like, for example, if you run roofing, or a lot of companies do this, pressure washing and window washing in the springtime, and then in the wintertime, they run Christmas lights, right? You could have this centralized business page or the centralized personal page and two separate assets is what Facebook calls it, or pages, which allows you to have two separate ad accounts, right? Because you're not going to run the same ad account for two different industries. So this, for example, would be a page within my personal page, which I have Scale by Trent, which is just for this example. So within this page, what you want to do is just search up your name. I'm already connected, and just give yourself full access. You want to do this for everything, even though you are the owner, you need to give yourself access to these pages. And then same thing for the ad account, which I'll show you in a moment. Right here on the left side, I have an ad account active. I'll show you on a different thing. I did a million of these examples, so it's not going to let me create one. But I'll show you on somebody else's very briefly. But what ad accounts, same thing. You need to add yourself as a user, and all these different things you need to add yourself as a user. But in a second, I'll show you what this ad account actually looks like. So this is one of my clients. I'm going to cross out all of his information so I'm not leaking him on the air. But the way you add an ad account is you just go to this top right corner, click add, and then you click create a new ad account. And here you just put your ad account name. For example, if you, I don't know, Joe's Pressure Washing, you could just make it Joe's Pressure Washing ads, something basic like that. Then you just select your time zone. I'm just going to put something random. Select your time zone, select your currency. The currency is so it matches up perfectly with how much you're spending every day. You could analyze those data points. You click my business, unless you're making this for a client, you could, or another business, you just click that. But if you're doing this for your own business, my business, then you click next, then you click agree, and you just click create ad account, and you have your ad account made. It's really, really easy. But going back to mine, once you have your ad account made, you are technically ready to hop in the ad account and start running ads. But first, you need to go to billing and payments to set up your payment. So I'm going to show you what that looks like right here. So once this loads, you're just going to be brought to this page. This is the ad account I have. Again, it's just I just type some random letters in, so it's a little tester account. But you just have this. Obviously, I have nothing in here. No payment method, status closed. You go to add payment method. It's going to show up all these things, and you click one of these, and you add them as your payment method. I suggest, this is a little gem that I'm going to give you guys. Always do debit or credit card, and if you have to, like if you can't, do online banking. Rarely do PayPal unless you need to. For whatever reason, Facebook prioritizes people who use their debit or credit card because it usually doesn't cancel as much, or their online banking as a second string. But when your card cancels or decline, or specifically with PayPal, you put maybe $100 in, and then once that $100 runs out and it stops the ad because of an error and it's a payment error, then even if you pay it off moving forward, your ads don't deliver as well as they did previously. So you may be getting 20 leads a week before, and then your payment method like ended because of an error and you didn't have enough money in the account, whatever the case may be, and you try to move forward, then the next week you might get like 5 leads or 10 leads. For whatever reason, the delivery isn't as good because Meta doesn't like that you're playing with their money. That's kind of like the way they work. So I always suggest doing debit or credit card because it's a lot easier to stay on top of. And if you can't do online banking, rarely do PayPal unless it's something that you have to do. And then up here, you just put your currency. I'm in America, so I'm using USD. And then you can put your business and tax info if so that's something you prefer. Then you just hit next, move forward, and then you have your payment set up and you're all ready to go. Now, the last thing I want to go over is how to connect to CRM. So a lot of businesses, not all of them, but some that are more organized, more established, or maybe just want to use a CRM. CRM like Go High Level is huge. That's a really, really good one. But they connect to a CRM. So when the leads come in, the leads get transferred to their CRM where they could set up meetings with their clients or potential prospects. They could have everybody in one spot, set up workflows. They can send estimates, quotes, whatever the case may be. So it's really organized, and they could get notifications when a lead comes in, like on their phone or whatever the case may be. But whatever, if you have a CRM, the way you connect it is on the actual platform. For example, like Go High Level, you do everything over there, and you connect it. You just can go to the Facebook integrations, connect it over there. And then when you come here, you just go to integrations, connected, and then it should pop up right here. You just search up lead access. And you just connect it right here. You just click connect and the thing's over. So everything's done on the CRM side. You just come over here, go to integrations, connected apps, search it up, and it should already pop up if you connect it over on Go High Level or whatever your CRM may be. And you just click connect on this side and everything will be connected. It's a really easy process. And then once you have that done, you have everything done. Actually, I want to show you, let me show you people real quick. If you have someone running your ads, maybe like a marketing person within your company, or I don't know, you just want to add maybe a business partner on here so they could check out the progress as well. The way you invite somebody to your ads manager is you go to this top right corner, which is invite people. You type in their email address that they use for Facebook. So I'll just type something like this in, something random. And then you hit next. Never hit temporary access. Temporary access will limit everything they could do, so they can't make any adjustments to the ads. They can't really see as much on the ad side. So it's really bad. You could do all those controls later on, so just hit next. Then you hit full control. Full control just, again, gives us all access to the ads manager, campaigns, the images, catalogs, all this sort of stuff. It won't give you access to the finances unless you go to advanced options and give them access to finances. So don't worry about anything like that. Just hit full control, move forward, select the Facebook account, scroll down everything, add account, same thing. Mine's not popping up right here, but you just click it, scroll down, same thing. Pixels, I have a bunch of different ones. I'll hit this one, for example. Full control, next, send invite. That's all you have to do. Then the person will receive in their email, just accept, and then they're on the ad account. Now, I want to give you a little bit of a brief when it comes to adding people because I get this question all the time. When somebody gets added to your ad account, do they have access to my email, my password on Facebook? Can they see my email and password on Instagram? Do they have access to my accounts now? Can they see all my personal stuff? No. So when you give access to somebody, when you give somebody access to your Meta business account to run your ads, or you're running your ads yourself and you want a business partner to be on here, whatever the case may be, again, they only have access to the ads manager in this platform right here. So all they can see is, if you go home, a bunch of stuff would pop up on the screen, but I don't have anything right here because it's just a tester account. They would just see this page. They would be able to go to your ads, and they could go to settings and all those things, but they don't have access to any of your archives or your likes or your saves or your searches or any of the actual stuff on Instagram or Facebook platform. They only have access to this right here. But anyways, once you're done with all of that setup, very easy, quick setup, you can click this button right here on the left side, Ads Manager. You click any one of these things, just click Campaigns, it'll bring you to that main screen. And then once it loads, you will officially be in the Ads Manager. I have some stuff in here, but again, we'll review this a little bit later. But you're officially in the Ads Manager, set up to run your first ad campaign. And I'm going to walk you through exactly what that looks like in the week to come. So next week, come right back here. We're going to be going over what to do on this side, because honestly, coming here for the first time, this is super confusing. What do I click? There's all ads, actions, delivery, blah, blah, blah. There's data points right here. I don't know any of that. We're gonna go over all that stuff, so do not worry. We're going to go over how to set up a campaign, your campaign, your ad sets, ads, what all those three sections are, what they actually do, what the setup is, how to set up an ad, how to run your first ad, and we'll go over all of that stuff next week. So make sure to stay tuned for next week's video. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Again, this one is basic stuff. We're going to get more advanced as we go, but everything builds on top of the last video. So make sure to watch every single video. Go back if you miss anything. But today was just the setup. Next week, we're going to go a little bit deeper. So be there next week. Your homework for today is to like, subscribe, and hit that post notification. Hit that post notification, like, subscribe to stay connected to these videos. That's all I ask from you guys. I'm not here to sell you guys a course, just here for you guys to learn. So the most I could ask for you, or what I'm going to ask from you, is to make sure to hit that like button. If you have any comments, questions, or concern, hit my Instagram, which is going to be in the description, or leave a comment in the comment section below. If you have a more personal one, like how do I do something with this specific issue, just hit me on Instagram and I will address it for you in either video style or get back to you on there. But whatever, anyways, do all that stuff, hit the post notification bell, and I will see you for next week's video where we're going to dive a little bit deeper and start to get that campaign set up so you can see all that bread coming in and see that profit. But I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'll see you next week.